Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Nathan.
Welcome to episode 102 of Adventures and Mousecapades. Today we're talking about dreams and how sometimes there's weird ones that just pop through. Like,
oh boy, this is going to be a long episode.
like I had a dream the other day where I was in a training at work with multiple other people on my team, and Dave Grohl was the special guest, which was kind of awesome, but kind of weird because he was playing the accordion and walking around in among everybody and serenading people. Mm-hmm.
Sure. So like mariachi band accordion Dave Grohl, like walking around and
just him. There was a rapper as well, and I don't know who the rapper was.
Oh, okay.
But he had a really nice like green and red suit on and some serious bling. So
wow. Well, since you kind of help run the org, next time you invite Dave Grohl over, could you let me know?
Sure.
Thanks. All right. Well, outside of trying to analyze dreams, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about some of the holiday overlays at the domestic parks of Disneyland and Disney World.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. I will say that Disneyland seems to have a little bit more of the overlays. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's because they don't have their own individual Christmas party like Disney World does, or they just celebrate the holiday time a little differently. Who knows? I
have a theory on that. I think it's because it's the difference between the two parks. And when I say two parks, I mean the Disneyland parks and the Disney World parks in Florida. Mm-hmm. And Disneyland is like 80 to 90% annual pass holders that are local. And so they're people that go to the parks all the time. And so it's okay if they do a holiday overlay because it kind of changes things up and makes things new. Versus Disney World is kind of the exact opposite, where it is like 80 to 90% people that it's their once in a lifetime or once every 5 years kind of trip.
Yeah.
And so if the classic things that they're there and expect and want to relive aren't happening, it's a bigger of a deal. True. I think that probably has a lot to do with it, especially talking with Bill and some other folks that we know who are former or current cast members, and that's kind of their take on it as well. But
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
But California has some really good overlays. And we got to see a couple of them in our most recent trip this past November.
That's right.
The first one I think that we saw was we were on the monorail. We didn't get to do this ride this time, but we were on the monorail, and it was evening time, and it goes around through the Tomorrowland area and through some of Fantasyland, kind of. And all of a sudden we saw It's a Small World.
Yeah.
But It's a Small World holiday. All lit up in these beautiful lights and colors. And the clock on the top that goes back and forth has a Santa hat on. Mm-hmm. That's not the only thing that Small World has for holiday. Inside, all of the nations have decorations for holidays. And there's a new song that they play. And it's an amalgamation of Jingle Bells and the Small World song. So it's like a little medley. It goes back and forth. Oh, man.
Twice the fun to get stuck in your head for the rest of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah, Small World is beautiful. Mm-hmm. I will say the more I get, I'm not going to say older, more experienced, the more I appreciate going and enjoying Small World. Like, it really is a classic nostalgic kind of thing. And I love that they have felt comfortable enough to start plussing up Small World here and there, like especially in California. They've added some of the characters in even during the normal times, and that they do the holiday thing. I really appreciate that.
It's nice. And of course, my favorite in Disneyland, my favorite is the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay that they do for the Haunted Mansion.
We did get to experience this one.
We did. That was we must do this. We went out of our way to go to this park because we had missed it earlier. Like we don't need to go over to Disneyland. In fact, we have reservations over in California Adventure, but it's our last day.
Yep.
And we have to hit Nightmare Before Christmas. So we
mandatory.
did. Yes. And then we got stuck on it for 20 minutes.
Yes. I don't know if it lost some of its luster, but
No.
I will say that I heard the song too much.
That's okay.
Yes.
I still love it. I love seeing just all the things that they incorporated with Nightmare Before Christmas. I love that they have their own gingerbread house for the Haunted Mansion there. And I love seeing Jack Skellington in his Santa Claus outfit.
Yes. Sandy Claus.
Sandy Claus. And I think my favorite of all that, though, happens to be the monster wreath.
Oh, yes.
The holiday monster wreath. I think that's really cute.
The Imagineers have so much fun with that ride. I will say, as much as I love that, I wish they'd start playing with some of the other rides and plussing up some of the other stuff too. I mean, there are some dark rides over in Fantasyland that could use some modernization and assistance. So,
Yeah.
as much as they keep doing stuff with Haunted Mansion, like, hey, like, how about we plus up Mr. Toad's Wild Ride or some of the other things that are over there? Like, they're getting a little.
What would they do?
I don't make it even more of just a complete fever dream. Like, just really go over the top. No, but I mean, it needs some of the modern projections and some of the modern lighting and stuff. Like, it just needs a refresh.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what, anything that happens to some of those rides, there's going to be a bit of an uproar just because,
True.
don't move my cheese.
Right. Right. Yes, people, cheese moves and it's okay. All right. What's next on your list there, Alicia?
Let's see. We've got the Mad Tea Party, which is the teacups. They just get a little extra thing. They get some lights, and I think there's a 12 Days of Christmas song that plays while the ride's on. And they do that at Magic Kingdom in Orlando as well. Another really fun one is the Jungle Cruise becomes the Jingle Cruise at both parks.
This.
Yeah.
I love this.
I'm very much looking forward to getting on this. They did not have Jingle Cruise going while we were there.
No, and we were there like the first weekend of the holiday stuff. So
Yeah.
I wonder if they just hadn't had a chance to convert things over yet, or
Maybe.
who knows. But the queue gets all sorts of holiday decorations, and there's garlands and wreaths everywhere that are made of palm fronds and pieces of wood from old crates and things like that.
Yeah.
The boats get renamed with these new banners and all sorts of lights and things on them, and the animals and things like that are all around the river there get Santa hats and all sorts of lights, and there's gifts everywhere. They have a lot of fun with that one.
And the skippers have holiday jokes too.
That's
Of
right.
course. Yep.
Can't forget that.
Now, over in California Adventure, we went on one of these. Mater's Junkyard Jamboree becomes Mater's Jingle Jamboree, and you have Cars-themed holiday songs going on while you were on the ride.
It was cute.
I don't remember what it was, but it made me laugh.
Yeah, there's probably 7 or 8 different songs that it kind of rotates through, and they have holiday versions of all those songs, and it's just so fun. I love that ride.
Yeah,
I know it's cheesy. I know it's lame. I know there's a version of that in multiple parks where you just kind of get whipped back and forth as you go around in these circles, but man, it's so fun.
It is fun. It is fun. And at night is when you want to do most of these overlays because it's got all the lights and everything. And Cars Land at night is just gorgeous anyway.
100%.
And there's the Christmas decorations that they add over there too. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters also has a little light and song overlay. It becomes Luigi's Joy to the Whirl. WHIRL.
Love a good pun.
Over to the other coast.
Indeed. Over to Florida and the Magic Kingdom.
A couple of these only show up during the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. The Monsters, Inc. Laugh Room will do Christmas time jokes, which we haven't been on that in a while. We should go do that one.
We should.
Because it's a nice little sit-down thing and full of puns.
I think Sterling was the guy last time that got singled out, wasn't he? Yeah.
Tomorrowland Speedway also has a bunch of stuff there. Best at night, of course, because of all the lighting and the decorations. And the lights are coded to the cars when they drive by, which is kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah.
I never noticed that before.
Well, we don't go on it very often.
Well, yeah, it's been a couple decades since I was small enough to not have to eat my knees trying to sit into that ride. Yeah. So, yeah.
Space Mountain also has an overlay during the party.
Okay.
And it has red and green lights. I think those just show up at night anyway. But inside you have, I don't know if it's the group or not, but they have Mannheim Steamroller-esque holiday music going on.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We will have to go do that.
Yes. I haven't been on Space Mountain in a while.
Yeah.
Inside, they also have red and green lights going on. You can actually see the track fairly well on this overlay because they have it all lit up inside. It's scary.
That pluses that whole ride up.
Yes.
Just, it makes it terrifying. Because I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go get decapitated on one of those passes.
But it kind of looks like it.
It sure seems like it. Yep. Heading over to Epcot at Living with the Land, there's all sorts of lights and decorations that get interspersed throughout the gardens and all the topiaries and everything else that you see as you're going by. So again, one of those best at night overlay things to see over at Epcot.
And Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind had last year a holiday overlay where they changed the music to a medley of holiday tunes. And they are not doing that this year, which I'm actually happy for.
Why is that?
I think because when you go on that, you kind of want to guess the song that you're going to get, right? And with the holiday overlay, it was one song and it was a medley. So it was the same thing every time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was also wondering if it's because, Caitlin and Sterling, it's going to be their first chance to get on Guardians. And if they were going to miss, the typical songs, this actually plays right into why they don't do a lot of holiday overlay stuff in Disney World, because it is that rare thing, or that rare park rather, that people get to go to. Yeah. And so they want to see the kind of classic thing. So we're living right into that.
Exactly. And I think that's the main overlays at all of the resorts in the United States. There are, of course, a lot of holiday decorations that are up throughout all of the parks. Yeah. I know Hollywood Studios totally decorates Echo Lake, which is where the water pond is, the lake, if you will.
Whoa. What's such a weird name for it?
I know. It has they put humongous Christmas baubles in it. Gertie the dinosaur has her Santa hat on, which I'm excited to see. And just the trees and all the lights and decor that they put up. Yep. So beautiful.
All the characters are all in their holiday costumes and everything.
That's a lot of fun.
So and you've got over at Animal Kingdom, you got the Merry Menagerie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Which are, the Merry Menagerie is a bunch of large size puppets, if you will. There's a reindeer, a bear, polar bear, a fox, penguin. I think that's it. Maybe a bird or two.
I think it's penguins, right?
Penguins. It's two penguins. Yes.
Yeah.
The puppeteers just make them extremely lifelike and adorable, and we have never seen them yet.
Right. And they're walking around. It's not like they're behind a stage where you can't see the people. Like, the performers are right there, but the magic of how they do what they do, you just get sucked in. And I'm talking to a 2 foot tall penguin, and I guess there's some other person over there in costume, but nope, I'm talking to a penguin. It's that'll be fun. That'll be fun to see.
Yes, yeah. And they're just out in front of the Tree of Life, basically. They stay in that area. And there's a little, I think, musical show that goes on just to announce them type thing. And also in Animal Kingdom, I believe over in Pandora, they have one of the mech suits over there decorated in lights and stuff like that.
Alrighty then.
Yep.
Well, cool. Well, yeah, this is a little amuse-bouche, if you will, of an episode. Just kind of covering what's going on. We are headed down to Florida to Disney World in a couple days. I guess we should pack.
Yeah, I've done
we'll figure
laundry here and there. I need to do the rest of my laundry. Yeah,
Ditto.
we'll pack.
Ditto. we leave in like 48 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there. It's all right. We're good. We're good.
All right, y'all. Well, we are not affiliated with Disney or any of their subsidiaries. These are our personal opinions and suggestions based on our own experiences. We recommend working with a travel agent or contacting Disney directly to plan your perfect vacation.
If you have any questions or suggestions or would like to be interviewed on our show to share your Disney experience, please send an email to podcast@ourmousecapades.com.
Give us a follow over on social medias. We're at Our Mousecapades. Please do give us a rating and review in your podcast app. That really helps people find us.
Thank you for listening. We'll be in your ears next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.